Hello Highlander players, so this video is the final game of the final match of the Moxing Day Highlander event, which was held at the Tabernacle at Ascot Vale yesterday. They gave away a Mox for Vintage on Boxing Day, which was Tuesday, and then a Mox for Legacy on the Wednesday, and now a Mox for Highlander on the Thursday. So it was a pretty awesome event. So kudos to those guys, Kerr, Charles and Eunice, for hosting the event. I'm just about to commentate myself over the final game, and hopefully it's entertaining, and we'll have some interviews afterwards, so stay tuned. Thanks. Alright, before we get into the final game, I thought I'd just do a quick deck tech. So this is Michael Billinghurst's Grixis control deck. You've seen it all before. Lots of very cheap, efficient spells, card draw, removal, counter spells, and creatures. Let's go to a different view here. So here's his mana base. Fetch lands, enough basics to cover Blood Moon. He's got Blood Moon in his sideboard, and a couple utility lands here. And then moving down to the instants, so just efficient removal and counter spells. And here's his sorcery package, couple sweepers, Toxic Deluge, Fiery Confluence, bit of discard, Mind Twist is seeing a bit of play now that it's down to 1 point. Here's his win conditions, his creatures. Nice to see Kess, she's a very powerful new addition. And moving down here, we've got the sideboard, just lots of efficient answers that are narrow. He's got 3 of the 4 blasts. And yeah, so he's got Blood Moon. He's not main decking it. And alright, that's pretty self-explanatory. Moving on to Stefan's deck. This is 4-color good stuff. So being a lot greedier, rather than the 3-color Grixis, he's added white and green. Oh geez, he might be 5-color. Okay, sorry, he's not playing red. So Stefan's more of a creature-based build, but he also has the cheap, efficient spells as well. Let's go back to this nicer view here. So he is respecting the fact that he's 4 colors. He's got City of Brass, Mana Confluence, and Reflecting Pool. And note that he's only got his basics of Forest and Island, just enough to get lands with Path to Exile, I assume. Alright, so here's his creature package. Yep, enough said. Leovold, man, Leovold's so good. Okay. Here's his removal. He's got Mind Twist as well, so we'll see how that card goes in the future. It's getting a lot of popularity now, and Stefan's dumping all his points in Ancestral Recall. It's 4 of the 7 points. It's pretty unusual to see a call these days. A lot of people like to spread their points out. They want to have more game-winning spells rather than the slam dunk, like almost always win 4-point cards. Alright, it's got some Planeswalkers. Bitter Blossom, very hard to deal with from the Grixis control deck. They haven't got many answers to enchantments. And the sideboard, like very similar, lots of cheap, efficient answers. White gives you some nice anti-combo cards here. Stony Silence and Rest in Peace, but that's not going to be relevant against Grixis. Okay, Traxxas for the creature matchups. Once again, not applicable. Alright, let's move on to the games. Or game. Alright, we're into the final game. They've both won a piece. We got Stefan on the left and Michael on the right. Michael once again on Grixis control. Stefan once again on 4-color good stuff. Here's our opening hands. They both got 7. And I don't know who's on the play. We'll find out. I did briefly watch this game as I was recording it, but we were just getting back from the pub after some celebratory beers, so I was a bit out of it. I definitely didn't do my settings properly. As you can see, the resolution's not the right for YouTube. But I don't know, I'll fix it next time. Okay, so Stefan on the play with the fetch land. So much shuffling and searching in Highlander. It's just part of it. It's actually convenient that all the dual lands have a white border. You can find them easily. Stefan with his white border, white sleeve combo. Nice. So Stefan's the aggro player in this matchup, I would say, and yeah, Billinghurst has the greater late game with more card draw, and he can answer Stefan's creatures a bit more efficiently. But Stefan's got some key threats in like Geist of Saint Traft, Bitter Blossom. So leads off with a Nihil Spellbomb, so he's bored that in. This doesn't seem like a great sideboard option, but I suppose it must have been better than something he cut. Like, you can keep them off Delve a bit, maybe like a Snapcaster Denial, but obviously Billinghurst is not going to run his Snapcaster into an onboard Nihil Spellbomb, so I'm not surprised to see Stefan just cycle there, but really it's 2 mana lost for no reason. If he wasn't using the mana anyway, it's fine, but you know, he could have played the Jide there. I understand that he wants to play and equip in the same turn to get surprise factor, but it's rare that Billinghurst is going to be tapped out anyway. Okay, so just runs Bitter Blossom, probably his premier threat, into 2 mana open from Michael. Michael hasn't got the counter spell, so I assume Michael must be holding some 2-cost removal here. Otherwise he wouldn't have kept. So Dak Faden. Stefan hasn't got the pressure to deal with the Dak. He chooses to take the tempo hit and daze it. That's a reasonable choice, I feel, depending on Stefan's hand. Stefan just really just needs to ride Bitter Blossom all the way to victory here. Like, Michael has to race the Bitter Blossom. True Name Notice is probably his best answer. Other than that, he's going to struggle. Maybe like some Burn to the Face with Fiery Confluence could get there as well. So Stefan, he's already got Savannah and Underground Sea. So I guess it depends on what he's got all his colours at this stage. He has some double-colored spells in his deck, and he's probably just thinking about that. I don't know if he's aware that Billinghurst has boarded in Blood Moon. He might have seen it from previous rounds, watching Billinghurst's games, or maybe he saw it game 2. We'll see. So Stefan's got a Spell Snare in his hand. Oh, he had the Spell Snare to back up the Bitter Blossom when he cast it, so it's kind of funny that Michael didn't have the 2-cost counterspell anyway. Alright, Tasigar delving just leaving 1 mana open. That's the Spell Snare once again. So almost telegraphing there. I suppose he delved his whole library, so it wasn't telegraphing at all. Never mind. I mean, he could have left 1 card in there, and tapped out completely. I'm not sure he's playing around Sensor. He just wants to hold up the Spell Snare for sure. So Michael, 4 mana. 4 mana really opens up a lot of options for Grixis players. Like, you start getting Cryptic Command Town. Okay, Toxic Deluge for the Tasigar. That's pretty neat. Not the most efficient, but it'll do. That's a Preordain there. Alternate art. So, frustratingly for Stefan, this Spell Snare just sitting in his hand. But never fear, Bitter Blossom still got a good amount of value. So we can go Jide Equip here, if he so chooses. Oh no, though he hasn't got... he's got Summoning Sickness on his token right now, so that's not going to work. So he's got Deathrite Shaman in hand. He could run that out here and run out the Jide and hold up Spell Snare, but he maybe wants to keep the Jide back for surprise factor, which he opts to do, but loses a bit of tempo in the meantime. He's going to lose 2 mana the following turn by making this play, but see how we go. And also, if Billinghurst has got a Cryptic Command or Mystic Confluence here to counter, then he's going to be able to, whereas he wouldn't have been able to counter it if he played the Jide the previous turn. Excuse the autofocus on the cameras, I've got to remember to fix that. Alright, so that's a blowout. Colligan's Command really showing how powerful it is here. That's close to maximum value, really. You can't ask for more than that from a Colligan's Command. Looks like Stefan just exiling what a Preordain response for a couple of life loss. Bitter Blossom's still doing its thing. if you want to beat Crixus Control and Blue Moon Control, pack some enchantment threats. That's the way to go. Bitter Blossom's probably the premium one. Other good ones include Outpost Siege. It's pretty janky. Goblin Assault. There's a few others. Maybe like Vance's Assault, like the new flip Outpost Siege from Ixalan. It's not a bad one, but you can't cast lands of it. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So, Billinghurst, 6 mana. Still got plenty of cards in hand. Let's see how we can answer the Bitter Blossom. Alright, so that's backbreaking. And a Tasigur of his own. Wow, okay. So, Stefan can chump each turn the Tasigur and just bash for 2 each turn, but I don't see him casting any spells for the rest of the game here. And every removal spell that Billinghurst plays is 1 less damage per turn that Stefan can apply. He can't take 4 a turn from the Tasigur. Otherwise, the Bitter Blossom loses its inevitability. Stefan just really needs to rip a basic here. But even if he does rip one, I don't know what he can do about that Tasigur there. Mental Misstep and Spell Snare, they are conditional counters, and that's been apparent this game. But Blood Moon was a real story there. That's all over, yeah. Okay, that's it. So congrats, Michael Billinghurst. You won a Mox Pearl. The Mox Pearl's double signed. It's been doing the rounds of Melbourne. We'll see where it ends, where it stops. Hopefully with Billinghurst, but I suspect he's a Grixis Control player at heart. He's probably going to pawn it off. Commiserations, Stefan. Well done on getting this far. Stefan's actually a 2 times national champion. As you can see, the guys just discussing Blood Moon and Michael Billinghurst obnoxiously flopping it about in Stefan's face. I don't know what he's actually saying. I'm sure it's not that bad. It's the dark one too. Very nice. Okay, I guess I did some interviews afterwards with the guys just to get their thoughts briefly on how it went down. Unfortunately, one game doesn't really give you a good feel for how the tournament went. It doesn't give you a good vibe. I think it was about 25 players. Yeah, alright. So let's get on to these interviews. So, Billinghurst just won a Mox Pearl. How do you feel?
Pretty overwhelmed, actually. Like, I was joking about what I'd do for play 1 when I got here. I just didn't expect it. It's like, I don't know, it's really intense. Big top 8, I don't know, plug there.
Yeah. How'd your deck perform during the day?
Deck was awesome.
You've been working on it for a while, right? Yeah.
There was one round where it drew terribly against Tim. Just like miserable, like 6 turns of dying to Garrick and not 6 spells. Otherwise, it's been really good. I've had some discussions with people. Deck's super powerful.
Is it too good?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's close. It's very good.
What's its weaknesses?
Some of it's bad draws, like you're playing a lot of clunking 6 drops as part of the thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, one red deck can hit you up real bad.
Yeah.
And the lands matchup is spaces on it. Like I have Blood Moon in my sideboard just for that matchup.
Okay. Yeah, and it worked well in that last match there.
Blood Moon was insane last one. It was like just end of the game on the spot. It was great.
Yeah. Stefan's getting a bit greedy.
Yeah. The mana base was super greedy. I had 5 jewels in play.
Yeah. All right. Well, congrats.
Thank you.
And I'll see you on the glorious field of battle another time. So, Stefan, commiserations and congratulations. You came second.
That's right.
You lost to Billinghurst in the final. But, you're well accomplished. How do you feel about the tournament in general? How do you feel right now?
Well, I feel good about the tournament. Obviously, coming second is good. I've been in final situation a few times and never lost the final, so that's a new feeling.
The heartbreak,
It was a tough match. I won game 1 through quite a lot of luck. I think it's actually a really bad matchup. There's lots of sweepers, which are good against me. Spell Snare was bad. Both games I lost. What could you do? I thought about it. I don't think I could play it differently. But I'm happy that I came and I played and I had a good time. So
all right, good times. Well,
congratulations to Michael.
Yeah, congrats, Mike. All right, well, I'll see you at the next big Highlander event in Melbourne, I suppose. Yeah, all right. See you later. All right, I'm here with Charles. So you guys just gave away your 3rd Mox of the week.
Mox of the week, yep.
Yeah,
First up was Vintage, then Legacy, Then today, Highlander.
Yeah, good job. Is it the first Moxie given away for a Highlander event?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Well, thanks for hosting the Highlander event.
Thank you.
Yeah.
More to follow, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Definitely one next year, but maybe more in between.